Hi, my love. Welcome to the Self-Love Archives. If you are new here, I am your host, Julia Salvia, and this is the Self-Love Archives, where I show you, teach you, and chat with you about loving yourself more. I took a very small hiatus last week, so thank you so much for that, and I'm so glad to be back with you. I needed it. I've been excruciatingly, not extremely, excruciatingly overwhelmed. It's my own doing. It's my own shit. All's fine. All's good. It's okay. You know what? It's some reprioritizing that I need to do right now in my life. I've been kind of to myself the past couple of weeks, like very, very grateful. I catch myself sitting here and I'm like, I like this. This is great. This is good. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm doing too much, you know? So I need to reprioritize. Last week, I needed just a little breather to take a breath. I want to film these episodes for you at least a week in advance, but I know it would do me so much better to film them a month in advance because I'm late to everything. I'm even late to I'm late to my own shit. Something will happen at the big moments in my life. I'll be late to my own funeral. But this is so important to me. This podcast is so important to me. The Self-Love Archives is so important to me. You are so fucking important to me. So I'm trying to figure out my shit, and I appreciate you for being here with me. But I want to get into what we're talking about today because it hits fucking home for me. And yes, I need to exaggerate with the fuck. It hits fucking home, and I think it might hit home for you too. Loving our bodies. When we think of self-love, the first thing that we think about is loving our bodies, loving our physical appearance, loving what is on the outside. I want to love my body. I want to look in the mirror and tell her I love her. Are you doing it? Are you looking in the mirror and telling yourself you love her? Just do that for me. I'll give you a second. No, I'm serious. Tell yourself you love her. Thank you. Self-love is so much deeper, obviously, than what's on the outside. But today's episode is talking about what's on the outside. I want to chat about my story about loving my body in hopes that it inspires you to love yours or feel as though you are capable and able to love your body. There's so many different parts to that story too, so many different parts of our story that are tangled up in other people's expectations, but also tangled up in societal expectations that do change and have changed over time. I was born in 94. Shout out to my 94 babies. Yes, I will be 30 in a couple months. Fuck. It's fine. I'm okay with it, actually, surprisingly. In the 2000s, early 2000s, maybe 2010, right? I'm in high school. Societal standards of beauty in America were skinny and big boobs. And I was neither of those. I had no boobs whatsoever. And I was definitely not skinny at all. Never was, never will be. And I'm at a point in my life where I'm very, 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 very much okay with that. As for boobs, I have never had those until I gained a lot of weight, and now I kind of have boobs. So we're working through that. But taking that societal standard of the early 2000s, like 2010, we're in 2023 right now, and the societal standard has kind of changed. It's not that being skinny and having boobs isn't beautiful. And I'm using this as like a societal standard. So if you do fit that criteria of skinny with big boobs, I want you to know that you are beautiful despite or whether or not society finds that to be beautiful. Because societal standards is this whole way of like normality. Like what does society consider to be quote unquote normal? What does society consider to be beautiful? And that is a whole different category than this place that we're in here of self-love. So whether or not you fit the criteria of what society, even if you fit half the criteria, you are still beautiful. So let's get that out of the way. Let's state the obvious here, that you are beautiful. You just told yourself in the mirror that you love yourself, that you are beautiful, that you love everything that you're seeing in that mirror. And even if you didn't believe it, I'm telling you that I believe it. We're in 2023 and the societal standard of beauty is different. Now the push or the goal is an hourglass body, having really beautiful curves and a big butt, right? I bring the societal standard up because when we aren't aware of the societal standards for beauty or the societal standards for someone that is smart, someone that is perfect, someone that is this, someone that is that, when we aren't aware of that, we're almost not realizing the effect that it potentially has on us. When I was younger, I knew that I was a bigger girl. I was always 20, 30, 40 pounds more than all of the girls that I was friends with or that I went to school with. Like, I was always bigger. Like, I remember being in gym class and going up to the locker room to change into my gym clothes. And one of my friends who was very skinny looks in the mirror and she's like, "Oh, I look like a beluga." And I just look at her and I'm like, "You're 90 pounds. If you're a beluga, then what the fuck does that make me? A humpback whale?" So it was disheartening to hear that from someone who fits the societal standard of like being skinny. Like, you fit in a size small. I'm over here teetering between like medium and large and can't fit into circa 2012 Abercrombie and Fitch. I have this friend over here who's saying that she doesn't love her body. When I'm looking at her like, what do you mean you don't love your body? You fit the societal standard. You fit the criteria for being a beautiful girl. And there were so many moments throughout being a teenager that I'm sure you've had, that I've had, where it's a similar situation. Think about how you felt about yourself when you were a teenager or at any point in your life where you didn't love your physical body. Now think about the people and the things that you surrounded yourself with, and think about how that could have potentially had an effect beyond societal standards. I always seemed to have friends that were very concerned about their weight and how they looked, and myself included in that, by the way. You're in this place of comparing yourself. It's like everyone is contributing to the detriment. And are we supposed to expect that we're going to be self-aware at 14? Like, truly self-aware of how these things impact us now, impacted us then, or are going to impact us later? No. I at least I don't expect that. At home, for me, it wasn't much better. My mom, when I was younger, was always on the next diet. Weight Watchers, the ab diet, this, that, the other thing, the cookbooks, and like all of these different diets, would eat different things at dinner than all of us would. I even remember a moment where she had eaten some of her food and then spit it out just to try the food, just to see how it tasted, but didn't want, the calorie intake. There was this obsession with losing 2 pounds, 1 pound, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. And knowing that our weight fluctuates, especially as women, between 5 to 10 pounds. If I woke up and went on the scale today and was 210, and then tomorrow was 212, and then the next day was 211, I'm not really going to think much of it. But that's because of the self-awareness I have now in regards to my body and weight. I remember there was one day where I tried to diet. I went on, I think it was like a heart type of diet, like the Atkins diet or something like that. I was pretty young because I am a pretty good cook, not gonna lie. But I don't think I really knew how to cook when I tried to go on this diet. And I remember this diet was honestly, I think soup, a vegetable soup and veggies. Something really minimal like that. Definitely no bread, definitely no pasta, definitely no dairy. It was just like the craziest diet in the entire world, and I went on it. I cooked this soup, and I didn't know how to cook soup, so I think I poured water into a pot or like chicken broth into a pot and then just threw the vegetables in. It was not cooked properly. I drank water. I ate this vegetable soup that was absolutely atrocious, and I couldn't even have like more than a bowl of it. And then I remember only eating carrots and celery. That was all I ate. I woke up one morning to go to school, and I'm at the top of the stairs, and all of a sudden I black out. I started to literally see black. Like I knew my eyes were open, but I didn't see anything. It was a really, really scary moment for me. And that was 3 days into this diet. Essentially starved myself. I barely ate anything. I barely drank anything. Here I am, a teenager, like 13, 14 maybe. I don't think I was any older than that, thinking that that was okay. That day I missed the bus, and I just remember being fed a piece of toast. I don't remember that being a really great moment for me. I remember being laughed at for it in a way where like, haha, yeah, you should have probably eaten something. That was dumb. But I didn't know any better. I just wanted to be a size small, be skinny like all the other girls. As I got into college and in my 20s, I really started to love my body a lot more because I came to the conclusion and to the space of like, this is my body. I'm not going to be able to change how cankly my ankles are or how large my calves are or, the shape of what my body looks like. My weight and my body fluctuated a lot in my 20s. I was extremely fit at one point, and then I gained weight, and then I got back to being very fit, but then I wasn't as fit as I was, and then I gained weight, and it was this back and forth, my body going through all of these changes in life. As I'm nearing the end of my 20s, like my 20s was a shit show. In regards to loving my body, it was a roller coaster. I can't confidently tell you that I loved my body fully at any of those points in my 20s. Because if I look back at photos of me, I am about 50, maybe 40, 50 pounds more than I was 2 years ago. And that's been extremely taxing on me. I'm the biggest I've ever been. A lot of things have happened over that 2-year period. And I'm kind of hard on myself about it. I remember looking back at a picture of me when I was 22, when I was like super, super fit. You could basically see abs on my stomach. I was 145 pounds, like any less than that, and I would have been emaciated, but I was 145 pounds, super muscular, super fit. And I remember spending most of the days like looking at myself in the mirror and loving my body. Took lots of pictures of my body, was very happy with myself, but I still wanted to lose more weight. My body still wasn't good enough. And then I look back at a ton of pictures from 2020, 2019, 2021. I look back at these pictures that I never posted on social media or never shared because I remembered looking at them saying like, yeah, no, I look fat. And I look back at them right now and I'm like, what are you talking about? You looked so good. Why wouldn't you want to post that? That got me thinking. At every moment of my life where I felt like I was doing worse than I was in the past, I would do that same thing. I would look back at a photo of myself maybe a year or two before and be like, oh, I wish I still looked like that. But then I remember that while I was taking that photo, my body wasn't good enough for me. I still wanted to lose 5 more pounds. I still wanted to have my abs show a little bit more. I still didn't love my body. And I kept doing that year after year after year, looking back at photos of myself the year before, being like, "Why? I wish I still looked like that." But in that very moment when I was taking the photo, I didn't love my body. Why does present me love past me? Why can't present me love me now? Why can't I look in the mirror or look at pictures of myself now and love her? Why can't we love ourselves right now? We are so critical of ourselves beyond our physical appearance. We're critical about how we speak, our mannerisms, how we do things, how we say things, like how we think about things. We are so critical of ourselves. We will always be our biggest critic. Loving yourself, especially when it seems like the world around you is like out to get you, or the world around you is out to prove that you are not perfect, that you are not beautiful, that you are not normal, that you are not enough. It's so difficult to love ourselves. But when we shut out society, the world, and people around us, and just love ourselves for who we are now, in the present, it changes things. Because when everything is quiet, we're able to appreciate all the different parts of ourselves. We're able to appreciate our cankles, stretch marks, our boobs, whatever size that they are, our scars, our rolls, our crevices and creases. When everything is quiet, we're able to look at ourselves for this beautiful human being that we are. We're able to appreciate ourselves. I've seen this really beautiful trend on TikTok and Instagram where someone is showing different parts of either their body or a bunch of different bodies. And stretch marks look like the roots of a tree. And our belly rolls look like the waves in the ocean. And our veins look like lightning in the sky. Essentially saying that we find beauty in all of these things in nature. Why don't we find those things beautiful in ourselves when they are almost identical to these things that we find beautiful in nature? The things that I did to love my body more. Number one, it's the self-awareness of the world around me and the effect that society has on me, the effect that my parents, the people I spend my time with has on me, and how that changes or changed my mindset into believing certain things were beautiful, or being self-aware of unhealthy eating patterns, or being self-aware of myself when I'm in this place of jealousy towards another person because of the way that they look, because of the way that they are, because of what their bodies look like. Catching myself when I'm speaking badly about myself or towards myself. And that, of course, goes beyond my physical body. Self-awareness is such a beautiful thing. I truly believe that it is the start to healing in every circumstance, but in this one, with beginning to love my body more. The second thing I did, I took more pictures of my body. I posted my body a lot more, whether it was the pictures from the past that I never posted because I didn't think they were good enough or that my body didn't look good enough in them. I posted those, but I also shared my body for what it looks like today. I took more pictures of myself. I got used to looking at my body, looking at myself. I spend more time in the mirror looking at myself and saying out loud or saying to myself, I love you. You're beautiful. So trying to change the narrative of how I once viewed myself when I looked into a mirror, or how I once looked at a picture when I didn't feel so good about myself. Changing the narrative and changing how I'm speaking to myself. It's another thing that can be so difficult because sometimes we can be so in our heads and just saying like, fuck, I look like shit in this. I don't want to wear this. And you have probably seen it live with me too when I do a try on and I really wanted to like something, I really wanted to love something on my body, and I just don't because it doesn't look good and it doesn't fit. That's number 3. Buy clothing and wear clothing that fits you. I'm purchasing clothes every couple of months because I don't fit the ones that I had just purchased anymore. In the past 2 years, I have gone from a size 8-10 to now a pretty solid 14. I am definitely not a medium anymore. I am a large and XL. I'm pretty solid in being in the mid-size category. Mid-size usually means that you are teetering between the quote-unquote normal sizes and plus sizes. I would consider mid-size a size 8 to a size 16. We need to talk about boutiques. There are so many super cute boutiques in New Jersey, and that is truly all I would shop at. I loved boutiques because I hated when someone would have the same dress or the same shirt as me. So I would shop at boutiques because it's less likely that someone would have, the shirt or the dress. And usually the clothing was very unique and it was different, and I loved that. But as I started to need bigger sizes like an XL, it was really difficult to shop at these boutiques. I genuinely can't. I still go into them and I walk in and I ask, do you go up to an XL? And most of the times the answer is, I think for some of the clothing. And immediately I walk around maybe once and I look at 2 or 3 things and I'm definitely out. It's the most discouraging thing in the entire world to walk into a store and see things that you love and you'd love to wear and you love to purchase, but they don't carry it in your size. And it's almost as though they don't consider to carry it in your size. So if you know any boutiques in New Jersey that are really cute and actually do carry an XL, an XXL, and larger sizes, let me know. Because I haven't found one yet, and I've been to a lot. It got super discouraging for me. It still is discouraging for me going into a store and either realizing that they don't have my size at all, they don't carry my size in store, or needing to purchase a bigger size after 2-3 months. When 2-3 months ago, I was a 12. But now I can't even fit into the 12 that I purchased. So now I'm a 14. It's really tough financially having to do that, but it's also very mentally taxing. You're sitting there trying on the jeans that you just purchased 3 months ago because the other jeans that you had didn't fit anymore. And you were already kind of discouraged that you gained some weight and went up in size. But then 3 months later, you're in the same spot again, where you've now gone up in size again. This has happened to me to so many pieces of clothing. I have struggled to even go through my wardrobe because there's so many clothes, but there are so many clothes I know are not going to fit me. I'm mentally in this place right now, preparing myself to purchase probably a handful of things, not because I necessarily want to, but because I need to. I can't genuinely sit here and say that I have more than 2 sweaters that fit me. So number 3, as much as it is discouraging to have to purchase clothes because your old clothes don't fit, when I tell you that you are going to feel so much better wearing clothes that fit you, putting on a pair of jeans that fit you comfortably, no matter whatever the size is, no matter whether it's a 4, a 6, a 9, like a 12, a 30, a 35, like no matter what the size of those pair of pants are, you are going to feel so much better and happier about your body if you put on a pair that fits. this was a huge contributor to being able to love my body at the weight that I'm at now, at the size that I'm at now. It was super upsetting for me because I had, all of these clothes and I gained weight pretty quickly, and I quickly grew out of all of these clothes very quickly. So I did feel as though I was in this constant cycle of needing to buy new clothes, because at one point I tried on every pair of jeans in my closet and not a single one fit me. I tried on tons of dresses, bathing suits, so many different things where I had nothing, not a thing that actually fit me. It's a tough transition to go from wearing all of these clothes that you loved, right, that fit you, to then going to this place where none of those clothes fit you. That transition makes it so difficult to love your body. It is true analytically that numbers are what helps us measure, but there is no value in the number unless you give it value. You know what's crazy to me? That men universally have the same sizes. So if a man were to go purchase, or you were to go look at a men's clothing store here in the United States versus a men's clothing store, I don't know, let's say Italy, the sizing is going to be exactly the same. But women have different sizes everywhere. If I went to 5 different stores, every single one of those stores would have, I don't know, let's say a large. And that large would be sized completely different than store A and store B and store C, D, E. That is crazy to me. And that process of trying to find clothing that actually fits our bodies at whatever size we are, that is such a big part of the problem. I love shopping at Australian companies, like brands and clothing stores, as well as UK brands. I don't know why I'm drawn to those two countries over anything else, but I end up purchasing a lot from UK and Australian companies. And specifically UK companies, their sizing is so fucked. Their size 10 is our size 6. Their size 12 is our size 8. So I don't blame you for being discouraged about any of the changes that your body's going to, especially in regards to your physical appearance or weight, because we're out here living in a society that makes it very difficult for us. And to be honest with you, all of these boutiques and clothing stores and clothing for women are contributors to that. I posted a video sharing a try-on haul of dresses for a wedding that I was going to. And I was super uber excited to try on these dresses. I was really nervous because I had tried a couple of things from this company maybe a year or two ago, but I had never tried on their dresses. And I was excited to try them on. I waited till the last minute. I filmed this video the day before the wedding. But I was pretty confident that I had at least something that would work. I had 10 dresses, a couple of dresses from Meshki, and then I also tried on a couple of dresses from Amazon. And I posted this video, and I was so excited to post about it because the first 3 dresses that I got from Meshki were stunning. I'm going to throw my link in here, and I'm going to tell you I posted them to my LTK, my Like to Know It, if you would like to check out the dresses. Trust me, they're stunning. I'm probably going to order more and do another try on. But either way, this video actually went viral. I'm very excited that it did, because if there's anything that I want to go viral on my account, it's a video that has to do with everything that I'm preaching, which is mid-sized bodies, loving yourself more, beauty, anything in those categories. I'm so excited when it goes viral. But when things go viral, it's not all rainbows and butterflies. There are tons of hate comments. This video didn't get as much hate as I would have expected, But what it did get were a ton of comments in regards to shapewear. A lot of people telling me to wear shapewear. Oh, that dress would look so much better with shapewear. Oh, why don't you try to put on some shapewear? The dress would look better. I kept getting these comments about all of these people recommending that I put on shapewear after trying on these dresses. And shapewear isn't something that I wear very often. It's uncomfortable. I have maybe one or two pieces, and a lot of shapewear does not stay up on me. I don't care how expensive the shapewear is. I don't care how good the shapewear is. Find me a piece of shapewear that actually stays up on me, because I promise you it doesn't. Unless it has straps that go over my shoulders, which isn't very helpful when it comes to dresses that are strapless. It just doesn't stay up on me. So it's uncomfortable. It's not my favorite thing to wear. Also, because I always have to pee. So it's just not my favorite thing. But I have it, and I don't mind wearing it when it's needed. And usually I wear it when I'm wearing something that is potentially see-through, like very see-through, and I need something like underneath. I am not against shapewear, but something about getting all of these comments from a bunch of people, a bunch of women telling me that the dress is not good enough on my body without shapewear, or that the dress would be better as long as I put on shapewear. Just like, it didn't sit well with me. If we think about it, what does shapewear do? It shapes your body into that societal standard of an hourglass shape. It moves all of the creases and crevices and rolls on your midsection, on your thighs, on your back and your stomach and your sides. Like, it moves all of that into a shape to mimic an hourglass. It's altering, maybe not as much as like a surgery would alter your body, or losing weight would alter your body, or something along those lines, but it's altering your body, even if it's slightly, to mimic a societal standard. So while I didn't think that any of these comments were inherently mean, I sat there reading through them. I'm like, this doesn't feel right that these people are telling me to wear shapewear. Maybe it's because I had no intentions of wearing shapewear. And maybe it's because I don't usually wear shapewear. But to think about how many comments there were telling me, hey, if you just put on shapewear to zhuzh up your body a little bit, to alter your body ever so slightly, this dress would be better on you. And I'm reading these comments like, my body is beautiful the way that it is. I don't need shapewear to make this dress look more beautiful on me. What are your thoughts on that? Shapewear is monetizing women's insecurities with their bodies. If you want to wear shapewear, go for it. I want to wear shapewear sometimes, so I go for it. If it makes me feel better in whatever I'm wearing, why not? Of course, there were a ton of other comments that people had to say about my body, including older women. Let me tell you something about the baby boomer generation, my parents' generation. Those societal standards that were put on women were harsh as fuck. If they're not already harsh as fuck. I think we've just become so much more self-aware and so much more aware of all of these things at this point in time that we are rejecting those narratives and those opinions. But I feel so much for the women of the baby boomer generation, like women that were born before the 90s. There was this expectation that was put on them to think that they weren't good enough. If anything, that's still the expectation that's put on us as women. But for women from then, I feel as though the expectation was so much more harsh. These comments that these women leave on my posts are almost all very similar. They're always commenting on my language, because I like to curse. I curse to express myself. but they're also always commenting on my body. They're commenting on my weight. They're commenting on my stomach. They're commenting on my boobs. Their comments are saying things like, yeah, the black dress looks better because it hides your tummy. Or they're saying things like, that's too revealing for a wedding. If anyone is saying anything mean or anything like that on your post or to you directly, they themselves are probably so self-conscious about that thing, about themselves. If someone's telling me like, oh, that black dress hides your tummy, you should wear that one, I bet you that person is self-conscious about their stomach and wears clothing to help hide it. Or the person that commented on my weight or my size, they're probably self-conscious about their weight and their size. If we can pull ourselves away from those comments and those statements that are said to us or about us by other people and realize that they are just speaking essentially about themselves and about their insecurities and about their fears, then we have the opportunity to kind of brush off those comments and let them go and be able to create our own beliefs about ourselves. At the end of the day, the number one thing that you should value is how you feel about yourself. So we talked about self-awareness and how important that is, and how if we can kind of shut off the world around us and their opinions and their assumptions and what they believe to be beautiful, and just look at ourselves for who we are, we can start to walk on this path of loving our bodies more. The second part of that path is being present with your body, being present with yourself. Get to know what your body looks like. Look at what your body looks like in the past and what it looks like now. And do that without comparing. Do that without picking apart all of these things you believe to be flaws. Give your body and yourself the opportunity to be admired by you. Number 3, wear clothes that fit you. Who the fuck cares what the size is? Who cares what the number is? The only way that number, that size, that weight on the scale has value is if you give it value. Is if you look at it and say, oh, that's too big. Or, oh, I used to be this size. Or, this person wouldn't like that. Sizing is so fucked, especially for women across the entire world, that there almost is no value in sizing. So don't give it value. The value that you should be giving the clothes that you put on your body is, one, that you have the ability to put clothes on your body, is 2, to have clothes that you love, that you feel comfortable in, that you feel like yourself in. And the clothes that are going to do that for you are going to be clothes that fit. I do not wake up every single day loving the body that I'm in. But what I do love is the chapters that I have gone through in this big book, in this big archive that is my life. We go through different phases and different chapters in life. We deserve to love our bodies now. We deserve to love all of our creases and crevices and rolls and stomachs and cankles and legs and back fat. Like, we deserve to love all of those parts of ourselves. We deserve that. I challenge you to write down all of the things that you're grateful for about your body, all of the things that you love about your body, all of the things that you want to be able to love and appreciate about your body. Before I wrap up this episode, I wanted to leave you with this. There's a difference between wanting to change something about our bodies for the betterment of ourselves, to feel better about our bodies, or to feel better on the inside, versus loving our bodies for the chapter that we're in right now. You can still make changes because you want to make changes, because you genuinely want to feel better. What's important is the journey. It's important to love yourself through the journey. You're not going to lose 10 pounds and then all of a sudden love yourself, or all of a sudden love yourself when you've figured something out, or you've finally got a boyfriend, or you've finally got that job you've always wanted. You're not just going to all of a sudden love yourself at those moments. You need to love yourself throughout the journey. Like I always say, and you've definitely heard me say it before, self-love is a journey, not a destination. So if you want to make a change, you are totally capable and able to do that for you. As long as you're doing it for you, do it. But don't do it because you think you're going to get to a destination of all of a sudden waking up and loving yourself, because that's not how it's going to happen. The perfect example of that is when you're looking back at photos of yourself saying, I wish I looked like her, when you know that in that photo, you didn't love yourself then. You need to love yourself on the journey to love yourself more. I hope you find an appreciation for the body that you have and for the person that you are, because you are beautiful. All of the parts of you, all of the pieces of you, despite what anyone says, and despite even what that little voice in your head tries to make you believe. You are beautiful. Your body is stunning. It is gorgeous. It is beautiful. I hope that this is everything that you needed to hear today. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Self-Love Archives. We will definitely be continuing this conversation in future episodes, but hopefully this is just the start to this next chapter of loving yourself more, especially your body. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next week, same time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time on Sunday. Bye.